Hello everyone, No Respawns here, hope you're doing well. So, I did promise I'd be at Starlight Drive-In, but instead, right, we're at Murkwater, because, I should probably have done some kind of weird lead-up. But I wanted to do my Crash Plane build. For those of you who remember, a while back now, I did what I think is a cool settlement at Murkwater Construction Site, and I have done it again and replicated it, just a little bit more of an advanced version for a mod. Now this is as before. What I've decided to do is I've kind of done a central area of the mod, and then there will be a second update later in the week. In this instance, because obviously the set pieces are the structures, the next update will be a nice wall around the settlement, because this one absolutely definitely needs a wall, and it will look pretty cool. It'll be I'm going to try use different pieces, so it should look quite grand. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of it. Also, I know I should have this up way sooner, but this is me. Terrible time management with making mods, basically. If it were just builds, it's a lot easier, but mods take freaking hours, and then there are things that go wrong. So firstly, before we get to the cool plane, I have replaced the house. Now, the astute among you may recognise this building. Basically, I couldn't decide what to put here, so I actually just picked up the house from Finch Farm and sort of plopped it. Now, I'm going to do a little bit more. There will be more stuff added to this building, because I think it does deserve to have some more structural elements, just something there. I've already cleaned the grass away, so I can actually make something, possibly some sort of... I want kind of like a towery windmill thing, so expect to have a structure there. And you will be able to scrap it eventually if you want, because it's actually the Finch Farm house. The reason why I chose the Finch Farm house is because the parts are already connected together, and yeah. But you can't scrap it just yet. You will be able to scrap it. I just have to make all the parts scrappable. So it's pretty cool, though. I've already fixed up the Navmesh, so your settlers can go in there and have a crafty look-see. I've done a little bit of tidying. I will tidy a bit more. There was obviously a wee... what do we call it? Digger thing. Forklift truck. That's what I'm thinking of. There was a forklift truck, but I've removed that now. Obviously, the main thing here is the crashed plane. Now, this has always been one of my favourite builds. I remember when it was in my mind, I was looking over an image of a crashed plane on Pinterest, and I just thought Murkwater was such a cool idea for this, because the idea being that this is crash landed. There are loads of crash planes kind of around this area as well, and obviously further in the glowing sea to the south, and it just always looked really cool that you've got this plane that's kind of half sunk into the swamp, and it just makes for a very, very cool structure. Let's pop inside. I've deliberately made it completely open, and I've boarded it up. So what I've tried to do with this is I wanted to, those of you who remember my build, remember that it is boarded up less securely than this. But for example, you may notice that I've deliberately used this same wall. Now the reason why I've deliberately used the same wall is I want you to be able to decorate inside here, put posters up, paintings, that kind of thing, and do what you want, which is why I've deliberately used this surface here, because it's the kind of the cleanest one. Though as you can see, I've deliberately added a few details around the top to kind of slightly break it up, but not too much. I've also patched up the floor as well. Now, in terms of building surfaces, you can build on everything. I've already checked, so that's fine. The actual build limit does extend to about here, and you can build up there as well. Now, the one thing, I deliberately left this open as well. That was a personal choice, because I just thought it looked nice to be able to kind of look out over here, like some kind of skylight, or maybe in some kind of watchtower. But obviously, it's quite a cozy little building. Now, there is stuff that needs to be done. I've been trying, and I think I just need to redo the whole thing. The Navmesh here, Nick gets very, very confused. Now, I might be able to get him to go inside, but I've actually Navmeshed up this entire, like, drawn up the entire thing 3 times, but he just gets very confused. I think it's due to the bridge. What I'll possibly have to do, I think, is I'm going to have to cut it so they can't walk, say, here, and then they'll stop, because what he does is he gets here and, like, I can't figure it out. So I was trying to do that yesterday, and I redid it again when I got back from work today, but other than that, this part's fine, however. So there does need to be some Navmesh tweaking. So for at least now, your settlers will probably struggle to get inside. As I said, once they're inside, they'll be able to walk around just fine. But it's just that with the with the plane. I even used the auto-generated Navmesh, which is not exactly ideal because it makes everything slightly higher off the ground than it should be. So expect an update on this soonish. That's a tree, David. No, that's not a tree. That's a railing. But I'm quite pleased. So let's describe how it's gonna look. So I'm gonna leave this, I think, because you can pretty much scrap this. Or I might, fuck's sake, I might patch it up a little bit. I'm undecided because I quite like leaving this as just kind of a base structure for you to screw around with. And it's gonna have a nice custom wall, which shouldn't take me too long. And as before, I'm going to deliberately be leaving stuff open for you so you can build and do your own stuff. I have actually also got a build, which I'm doing as well. It's just that, quite simply put, I kind of gave up because I didn't like what I was making. And then the mods, it's just mods, they just take so bloody long to do, and time management is terrible because they take even longer than settlement builds, and the videos are much shorter, but it's cool, it's cool. So yes, this is available to download on all platforms. I'm actually even getting it on the Nexus this time as well. Oh, there we go, see? He does go inside. Down the stairs, Nicky. Come here.
Hey, head over there.
Stairs should be fine as well. You confused by the stairs, Nicky?
I don't think I can get there.
I've got to do so much work. God damn it. God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so this is available on all platforms and on the Nexus. Normally, I wait for the Nexus a little bit so it doesn't actually, you know, have... I like to actually upload a complete file to the Nexus, but because this one is almost complete in terms of the actual settlement, and then there will be just one big update that adds walls and fixes the Navmesh, if possible. He's fine a bit. I'll probably just put an extra pair of stairs on here so you can just sort of walk off. I think that's probably the easiest way around it. And I'll figure this out. It might be, for example, that I have to replace this bridge with a different kind of structure to make it so they can walk up and down it. But they can actually do it quite fine on the console version, so I don't see why it should be too much of an issue. As you can see, he can get inside anyway. He just kind of sort of warps in, and he's walking around there. Grand. I just think it's the bridges that are confusing him a wee bit. But anyway, I'm gonna cut that one off here. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any particular additions you'd like. As I said, I'm thinking of kind of a big windmill thing. You know those big? Is there one nearby? No. You know the Oh wait, is that one? You know the gunner ones, or the raider ones on the side of the bridges? Yeah, I'm going to have one of those. Spoiler! Basically, it'll be a smaller one, obviously, but it'll be poking up the side there, because I think it will look really, really cool, and that will look, and I'll put some lights on it as well, so it'll be all lit up, and it'll be a nice little set piece, as well as there will be lighting on the outside of this plane. Anywho, I'm going to shut up. The next video will actually be one of my builds. Give me a few days. I'm gonna finish it off, probably tomorrow, and then kind of see if I can have it up Wednesday or Thursday. And then I can have the update for this mod over the weekend, because all that needs to be done is Navmesh. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll talk to you lovely people soon. You take care.